Hey there, folks. Just picked up a complete in-box copy of Snake, Rattle, and Roll, but box is in rough shape, so let's see what we can do about that. Okay, so like I said, I just picked up a complete in-box copy of Snake, Rattle, and Roll. I was on a road trip this weekend and walked into a retro store that I'd never been in before, which, as is my habit, I visit retro stores when I'm on road trips, and I saw this thing on the shelf. And now, if you can't see the price tag right there, that says $15. For a complete in-box copy of an NES game, and a dang good one at that. This is actually a really, really good price. And at first I was like, well, why are they selling this for so little money? And I've actually pulled out the cartridge already. The cartridge is actually in pretty good shape. I mean, really, I didn't have to do much to this. A little bit of cleaning the contacts, so that was pretty much it. So I was like, well, what is wrong? And then I took a second look at it, and I don't know how I missed it the first time, but there's a gigantic yellow sticker right here. Occasionally you run into this, and you can actually get boxes for games, because I mean, this thing's in really good shape. Structure's very good. There's really nothing else wrong with it other than this little sticker here. And you can honestly get boxes that are in really good shape a lot of times that just have a sticker on them or something like that. Maybe some writing. Writing's way harder to get off, especially if it's a Sharpie. But stickers are actually not that hard. And to do that, really all you need is a blow dryer. So this is going to be a little bit more unorthodox compared to some of my other restorations. Most of the time I'm sitting there working on the cartridge. Well, the cartridge is just fine. There's nothing wrong with it here. So we're going to play with the box. And really all I need to do that, like I said, is just a hairdryer. Now, this is not my hairdryer. This is my wife's hairdryer because I honestly don't run into this very often. This is a really great problem to have. But again, you don't really see them that often because most people know, hey, this is actually a pretty easy fix. I can get this on the cheap. And once this is restored, this is like a $30 game. And again, I got it for $15, so that's actually a pretty dang good deal. Now, this was actually an interesting story. This was the very first game that I ever got. And while I'm drying this, I'll go ahead and give you guys a little bit more background about the game. But basically, all you need, hairdryer. If you've got a cool, warm, hot setting, definitely put it on warm. If you put it on hot, it can actually damage the cardboard. But really all you're going to do is you're going to sit here and turn on the hair dryer. And I'm not going to do it yet because you guys won't be able to hear me. But you're going to turn the hair dryer on. I like to turn it on low because, do this stuff slow and it'll go way better for you. And you're just going to basically just dry, warm up this sticker, and eventually it'll peel right off. Now, this is a fairly long process. It's going to take me some time. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to turn on the hairdryer, get started, and then give you a little bit of background about the game. So here we go. Released in July of 1990, this, along with Bubble Bobble, was one of the first NES games I ever received when my parents bought us an NES for Christmas that year. The game stars two snakes, Rattle and Roll, as they race to the top of a mountain to become the first snake in space. And it's a pretty simple concept, if a little silly. Gameplay-wise, the game is an isometric platformer where each player takes control of either Rattle or Roll and proceeds to climb the mountain, avoiding enemies such as records, toilet seats, flying anvils, and even Bigfoot, which is literally a big foot that will stomp you flat if you don't get out of the way. And when they're not running from enemies, the snakes spend their time eating nibbly pibblies, little spears that move around the stage in different ways, until they become heavy enough to ring the bell on the end of the scale at the end of the level, thus opening the door to the next stage. It's all a little ridiculous, but that's kind of part of the charm. And to be honest, given that the game was developed by the folks at Rare, the strange concept really shouldn't be a surprise. These guys were responsible for a huge number of games on the NES, things like Battletoads, Marble Madness, RC Pro-Am, and that's just a few of them. The versatile company covered a massive number of genres in the NES library. And to be honest, I'm a little surprised and a little sad that so few people know about this game. Even though it was one of my very first gaming experiences, I still find myself returning to it time and again for yet another try at getting those sneaky snakes up that mountain. So, in summary, if you've never heard of Snake Rattle and Roll, do yourself a favor and pick this one up on the cheap. It's totally worth it. Alright, let's give this a shot. This thing's pretty warm, so I'm just going to slowly, you don't want to do this too quickly. You will regret it. Start to peel this off. Ever so slightly. And this is a slow process. You definitely don't want to rush it. You rush it, then either you're gonna rip the sticker, which you don't want to do, because it'll make it that much harder to get off, or you're actually gonna take off some of the paint on the box. And if it starts to resist you at all, go ahead and stop what you're doing and hit it with that hairdryer again. But as you can see, it's actually coming off here pretty well and all in one piece. Now when I bought this, I did ask the retro store, hey, have you guys tried to remove this sticker at all? And that is a really important question for you to ask them, because if they have, there might be a rip underneath that you're missing. So you want to make sure that you know what you're buying. This retro store, very good reputation. It's called Bits and Pixels. It's in Richmond, Virginia. They have a very good reputation, so I knew that when they said that they hadn't done it, these guys were probably telling me the truth. But you can see this guy's coming off pretty well. Now, it's starting to get hard to peel off now because it's been off of the hairdryer for a bit, and you can see it's actually got a little bit of the sticker that's staying on down there. So now, at this point, I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I'm going to dry it again. So, again, I'll time-lapse this a little bit, and I'll tell you guys how long it took me at the end. Okay, so now you can see I've got this sticker almost off. See, it's peeled back here pretty far. When you start to get to the edges with any sticker on cardboard, there starts to be the danger of when it rips off that final little piece of that edge, you're going to pick up momentum and you're going to actually rip a little bit of the cardboard off of the box, of the label. So it becomes really, really, really important, really, really, really important, to hit that thing with that hairdryer one final time. Even if it's coming off pretty easy, you want it to come off as easy as possible at that last little bit, because if you're going to rip the thing, that's when you're going to do it. Again, any kind of restoration stuff, I've said this before, it's all about patience and it's all about taking your time. If you don't take your time, you're going to end up making it worse than when you started. God knows I've done that a lot. So, anyways, so I'm going to hit it with a hairdryer one more time, and then I think we'll be done. Yeah, that's nice. That adhesive is just a little bit gummy. It's kind of stretching a little bit. That's exactly what you want to see. And if it leaves a little bit of adhesive residue on the box itself, that's not a problem at all. So don't worry about that. Just get that sticker off of there without ripping the box. Look at that. And we got just a little bit left that we left behind. Remember how I said it got a little too cool and stopped coming off. So I'm just going to heat up this one last little part. There we go, that little bit, all gone. And look at that, label's off of there. So now, got a little bit of that adhesive residue. Let it cool for just a little bit, and then you can just start slowly rubbing it with your finger. It'll eventually come off. That's really all there is to it. Do not scratch it with your fingernail. If you scratch it with your fingernail, you'll end up leaving a mark in an otherwise good box. The other thing is, you got this little $15 sticker. This happens a lot. You see these on most things. These things are usually actually pretty easy to peel off even without the hairdryer, but since I've got it with me, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Boom. Done. Alright. Well, we saved it. That's how you take stickers off of a box, and it's actually pretty easy. Not bad. Again, patience is the key. If you can handle that, then you can pretty much restore anything. So I hope that those tips helped you guys. I hope this was interesting to you. Again, I'm a big proponent of saving the stuff that nobody else wants. So if you find something, maybe it's got a little bit of a rattle. It's a cartridge. It's got a little bit of a rattle. That's probably just a screw loose inside, or maybe a resistor broke off. It's a really easy fix. You got something like this, where that had a sticker on it. Well, we got the sticker off. It wasn't a problem. You've got marker on a label. There are ways to get marker off of a label. I mean, it may not be look like it's pristine and new, but there are ways to restore this stuff. So, be creative. When you see stuff, try to get a good deal on something that no one else will take, and then try to restore it, because honestly, there's a lot of good stuff out there that's going to waste, and it's really a shame. So that's about all I got for you guys tonight. And so if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button. I've got more restoration videos on here. Got some reviews, some product reviews, got some Let's Plays, that sort of thing. Got lots more content coming, especially going into the summer. So you definitely want to keep an eye out. And for now, thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you thought in the comments, too. If you have any questions on retro restoration stuff, please comment down there. I try to keep an eye on it, and I definitely read them all. And I try to respond to as many as I can. So that'll be it from me for tonight. I can't talk. But that'll be it. And I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you next time.